So, hello everybody. I hope you're enjoying yourselves today during the conference. Sorry for spoiling the lunch, but I've got my 20 minutes or so. So, I represent ProID by MONET Plus company. It's a company that was established 30 years ago in Czech Republic. And these days, there's more than 320 people working for the company, and we run projects worldwide. And the main focus of the company is to secure digital identities as well as electronic payments. Today, I'd like to talk about a cooperation with LEGIC that we're very glad for, a cooperation that has added a lot of value into our current solution. So we dared to name it the ultimate employee identity. But before we actually start diving into the presentation, I would like to show you or introduce you into some of the verticals to where we aim towards with our solution. I don't think it's important to go through all of these, but I'm sure that most of you will quite likely to find yourselves there, and if not, then your customers are. And for me, an interesting two verticals are the last two, critical infrastructure and manufacture, which are loads of companies, and right now actually in Europe there's tens of thousands of companies that are in need of implementing some kind of a cybersecurity solutions. Not that they would not already probably do it, because everybody is aware of the need of security of its employees, because of, let's say, more than 80% of all the cyber attacks are happening because of the mobile credentials are being stolen. But there's also some directives, for example, the second generation of NIS directive that is instructing these companies to do so. So we feel that this is going to be our very well focused vertical in the nearest future. So what it is, ProID? ProID is an enterprise security platform that is providing secure identities for organizations. In organizations, it is dealing mainly with employees, but as well, we are able to provide secure identities for technological devices. But I'm here for the identity part, so we'll be focusing on this. And on offer, we have a selection of multi-factor authentication tools, some scalable solutions for electronic signing, and also where we can maintain the physical access in the company. You can see that the platform is used now on a daily basis by approximately 170,000 people from 150 organizations. I was mentioning the methods. They are all in-house developed by us, and right now we have a selection of 4. The first one is a typical smart card, something you all are probably familiar with. The next one is a smartphone authentication app, which is something I would like to focus the presentation today. And then we also, for example, have a very interesting tool, which is a USB hardware token that is accompanied with a smartphone authentication app. The last option is that we can simply virtualize the card and then securely store it in the TPM chip of the laptop or the computer. Good thing is that all the methods can be combined within the company, and a single user can use multiple tools. So, for example, a combination of a smart card and a smartphone authentication method is probably the one that's most common. So, ProID mobile app is an application designed for both Android and iOS phones, and right now the main function is secure multi-factor authentication into different kinds of systems and applications, and the possibility for electronic signature. Electronic signature on the go, so that means that you don't have to be present at the workplace, sitting in front of your computer. You can be in the train going to work, just simply signing documents. How does it work? It works by 3 different principles. First one is, and probably the most convenient as well, it's a push notification, so something you know very well from for example, internet banking applications. So each time there is some interaction needed, the user receives a push notification explaining what's happening. The second option is a one-time password, an OTP, simply generated within the application, then is after retyped into that application the user needs to. The last option is an SMS, which might sound or look a little less convenient, and it definitely is, but there might be some special occasions when this is also preferred. For example, when the person simply doesn't have a smartphone, or when the person is in premises where there's no internet connection. But it can again be combined depending on the customer's needs. I also wanted to show you how does it actually work. So I choose two standard use cases. One of them is a secure logging into your workstation. So probably the first thing that you do before you start your daily routine. So here you can see the screen of my laptop. I can choose the method that I'm going to use to securely log in to the computer. And I choose the smartphone authentication method, and soon enough I receive a push notification that's asking me to authorize this request, which I do. It does connect via Bluetooth low energy with the computer, and I receive the larger notification explaining what's happening. If I want to approve it, I do, with the use of biometrics or eventually a PIN number, and I'm securely logged into the computer. Same thing, but different, is electronic signing. In this case, we have some, call it Pro ID portal, but this solution can be very easily integrated into whatever you are used to within the perimeter of your organization. And I simply upload the PDF. Again, I receive a push notification that's asking me this time to authorize electronic signature, which I do. Same thing, actually, if I go back, you actually see the type of the document, the name of the document, so you are aware of what you are signing. And once this is done, the PDF document is downloaded directly to your laptop. You can also access this portal right on the smartphone as well. So to summarize the app, the main number one reason is to securely log into different kinds of systems and applications. The next one, passwordless. You've probably seen that throughout those use cases, I haven't used and I haven't typed any password, which is a great innovation, a great help and a benefit for the daily user, because we're used to remember or not remember so many passwords on a daily basis that the passwordless approach is just making things way, way easier. The e-signing I was explaining, we can say that our solution is, for example, compliant with EIDAS regulation that is describing the electronic signature. And security-wise, because we are a company focused on cybersecurity, the whole system, wherever possible, we try to lean on the public key infrastructure, so certificates and keys. And for example, there's a special SDK that is already included in the app. The SDK, it's a RASP application, so Runtime Application Self-Protection. It is completely, again, designed, developed within MONET Plus. And what it does, it constantly monitors the application, as well as the phone, actually, from about 13 different perspectives, just making sure that the phone and the application is behaving correctly. If there is some kind of irregularity, the user, as well as the admin, they get a notification that something probably requires their attention. We can deploy this solution as a service, but I would say our great advantage is that we can fully install this within customers' environment. For some special occasions or requests, we have a special hybrid mode. So that stays with the cloud solution, but some critical modules are installed within the customer's environment, making sure that, for example, if there is let's say some critical situation, for example, no internet connection whatsoever in the whole company, then the selected group of users, that will be the admins, can still use the multi-factor authentication into some critical applications that they run. Here I come. It took me a little while to the integration with LEGIC. So it is a company that we knew even before, because we, as we have been providing the smart cards for many years, we also used the LEGIC contactless chips if the customers required so. But just recently, the smartphone application has come to the market, and we presented it, and now our customers are sort of balancing what method to choose in case they want only one. And if those two methods were compared, they could both do login into different systems and applications, as well as they could both provide electronic signature. There was one area that we simply couldn't compete at, and that was the contactless world. Until we managed to successfully integrate the LEGIC Connect, which, as we do it, right now we are also serve in this same application all those wide contactless use cases. So for example, right now it's easy to just use the phone, the same application that you used to authenticate yourself in the computer, and just simply walk through turnstiles, or the same thing is to open some kind of a locker box. For example, we have here a cooperation with Lehman Locks, which is also a long customer of LEGIC. But on this slide, I would like to show you, or explain, maybe summarize again, the same thing, but this time from the perspective of the daily user, of the employee of the organization. So first of all, I did mention the multi-factor authentication use cases, logging to workstation, to my computer. I can't really picture a company that wouldn't be dealing with sensitive data, and also from outside of the organization. So every time a person is either working from home or traveling or just simply somewhere else, you need to secure access, VPN, or eventually a remote desktop. There are dozens of applications that we are now used to use on a daily basis, whether it's Microsoft 365 or the Google Workforce family, or potentially you have your own applications that you have done, or somebody did it for you, and you would also prefer it for your customers or employees to log into those safely and securely. And there's this extra group of users in the organizations, and that'll be the admins, that are in need of secure login into their specific applications that are only used by just a handful of people in the organization, but these people are critical for the secure running of the organizations. So there's loads of use cases regarding the contact world. Then there's the whole physical access area, whether it's going to work or just using an elevator, whether it's managing different kinds of devices, which could easily be a printer, but it could also be a CNC machine in some manufacturing company, it could be an X-ray in a hospital, and many more. And then there's lots of other use cases. You can order lunch in the canteen or get a coffee in the cafeteria or something like that. And I mentioned the electronic signing. You see, all this is walking through together with the employee throughout the whole daily routine every single day, and the employee could use this a dozen times, if not more, every day. But the reality is a little bit different, because we speak to many companies on a daily basis. We equip them with the solutions, they already have some. Reality usually looks like that, because even though they can fulfill the expectations of the cybersecurity manager or fulfill directives, the employee is the person that ends up with multiple solutions for multiple use cases. So into something they use extra long password, into something else they potentially have a smart card, into something else they might be able to use some OTP generator or something like that. But in the end, it doesn't really make life any easier for the typical employee. So here we are with our new improved solution of Pro-ID mobile app, which is something very user-friendly, is well secure, very well secured. There's absolute elimination of passwords where this is possible with the use of the biometrics. And last but not least, it's one of those things where you don't need to get an extra device because you already have it. So one thing is to talk about this and how great it is, and the other thing is that you might potentially be interested how it looks, what it does, if it actually works like that. So I really would like to invite you to see our stand. It's right back in the corner. We've got some testing set up ready with different phones and smart cards and turnstile and everything, which we did together with the partners you can see at the bottom, also to which we would like to thank very much for this cooperation. And we are for sure interested into any kind of cooperation, whether you are an end customer and you think it's a good idea, whether you are an integrator of, let's say, the physical access projects, but potentially would like to extend the portfolio with what we have on offer as well, or if you're a distributing company. So thanks very much. We'll be glad to see you. Thank you.